It's sometime after 1:30. I'm in the same situation that I've been in before so many times, over and over and over again. I'm in accommodation that I've paid for or have, at least in some form, have got a lawful contract to be here, and I've been chucked out again. And this is the Drifter, 96 Litchfield Street. And I think I've done enough exposition on top of the raw evidence that I've collected from audios with the operations manager, Noah Taylor, who's flagrantly breaking the law. I'm not drunk, but I'm tipsy, I suppose. I shared a bottle of wine and a can of Cooper's Stout, which, as far as stout goes, is pretty manageable for a Japanese lager drinker like I am. And I'm not going to mention his name, the young guy. I might have before, but I don't know if I've uploaded. I'm not doing well. It was really incredible. It was Xenia, and our name's Xenia Pestova, whom I met in fifth form at Onslow College in about 1994. And she and her brother Slava had just arrived from Siberia, and she's just literally turned 45 a couple of days ago, and I'm going to be turning 47. Well, I'm scheduled to turn 47 on the 5th of July, and it's 20 June, and I think it's not a very good idea for me to be alive. And I was gonna go camping, and Xenia really stuck her foot in the door and wouldn't let me decline her offer to pay for another month here. And I've got a lot of records, commentary, hard proof, and multimedia formats, and I've taken action. I've reported Drifter personified really by Noah Taylor, the operations manager, to the Commerce Commission, and they've as far as I can tell, they've taken it very seriously and expedited it. And what people often, well, I take it from what the Commerce Commission, the feedback the Commerce Commission give. Not that I've had much cause to complain to them. It's only the second time, but I'm getting my dander up a bit. I just I don't think I can go back. Well, I want to go back and I want to collect everybody who's offended against me and I want to bring them to justice, but I can't do this to everybody, and it's like, of course I'm no longer naive enough to think it's not going to happen in every fucking goddamn place. New Zealand is a lawless country now. And I suppose something I didn't really convey to Xenia is that the longer I stay somewhere, the more exposure I get to being I mean, it's criminal. It's criminal targeting. I'm being criminally targeted. It comes under criminal civil law, but it's the methodology and the purpose and the outcome all come under the Crimes Act. And I don't want to do a huge talk about it at the moment, but yeah, I mean, I shared a bottle of wine with I'm not gonna say what his name is. I just don't think it's a good idea for him at the moment. But he's gonna handle my gear. If I get taken over the police tomorrow, if Noah wins the little fucking snotty shitbag battle, he's a snotty little shitbag. I do wish that I had filmed him rather than just audio recorded him, but I'm gonna upload my encounters with him because but you know, like, I'm in such a stage, and I have been for such a long time that it's very difficult to prioritise. At the moment, the reason that I'm filming in the mirror is because I'm not intending this as a video diary. I'm intending this as like a, here I am again, and this is what I've got to pack up. I mean, I don't lawfully have to pack it up because I live here until 11 a.m. 15 July, and it's the 20th of July, June, and Noah completely unlawfully, and with all the smug nastiness, it's totally self-contradictory. I'll read his letter out. Is doing the same fucking bullshit where it's plenty of time to find a new place, where he gives me notice to leave at 6:20 in the evening, and I could be out 11 in the morning with an injury and illnesses that he's aware of, and he's purporting to believe that I can easily find another place to be at that time. When he is refunding the rest of my accommodation. I haven't even read his letter thoroughly, but I've read it thoroughly enough to understand the gist of it. He's going to refund my money, at least not to Xenia's card, but to my credit card. But I don't have any money. And like what happened at Haka House, and I want to stay alive to take all of these people to the Cancer Tribunal. I really, really do. There is an epidemic of this, and I was speaking to a really nice guy at a Commerce Commission called Rami, who, you know, is just one of those really encouraging, lovely people who just says it's really good that you're doing this, because this is, even though we don't help with your individual situation, which of course I know, you complain to them, like, you know, you complain to the medical council, you complain to them about the practitioner or an establishment or an operator or whatever. You don't go to them to resolve any personal disputes. But, you know, as I said, you know, the only reason that I know of these malpractices, these unlawful practices, is because I've experienced them, and this is the evidence that I have from my experiences. And they don't pertain to me, they pertain to the flagrant, gleefully malicious recalcitrance of the ops manager of Dr. Christchurch. And this is not how I've been keeping the dorm. I'm in a dorm. There's very little. I think not. I think I've said somewhere else, but I don't know if I've uploaded that in my meeting with Noah. And I should have recorded it, but it doesn't really matter too much because he's outed himself, and both the letter he sent me and audio recordings that I've made with his knowledge, even a couple of those after the fact, and copied him into my follow-ups to my complaint at ComCom, Ministry of Consumer Affairs. You know, he's completely damned himself legally. But it's late. It's 2:25, and I kept my young friend up too late, and because this is going to go online, I'm not going to mention his name, although I've mentioned his name elsewhere, and probably not uploaded, I don't think. He's a young guy, and he's amazing. And we haven't had a lot of very personal discussions, but when he asked me how my day had been, I immediately felt that I could tell him, and he spent a very long time listening to me. Anyway, the state of my room at the moment, and I mean, it's not my room, it's like my dorm, except, as I say, so Noah said, you know, 3 weeks and they're at a very tiny capacity. I believe he said 14%. and so almost everyone's on level 3 and it's level 3. This is not how I've been keeping the pace, but this is sort of a bit of a dump and run because I had a big shop at the City Mission. Food bank, and as I might have whatever point out below this, and it won't be tonight, I thought that part of the sabotage that Noah has been running, and he's been running it by just basically closing off services to me. I thought he had locked me out of using the dryer, which is a fancy new sort of electronic sort of thing where you put your card in and all that kind of thing. But it turned out, and I suspect this is true, that it's just because everything went offline for a while. But at this stage, like, I'm not drying my stuff down there. I'm just going to spend as little time as possible. So I've hung up all the stuff to dry. It should dry fairly quickly. The heater's on. We've got this pretty good, ventilation system. And I kind of remember I'm very, very tired. I spent a long time talking to my young friend. He's very, very wise. He's not from this country, so he doesn't, suggestions that he makes, and I don't resent those suggestions at all, unfortunately are not applicable to this country at this point in time. He does make the point that, well, the law says this, so there's no way he can kick you out. And I've said that is totally true, except that unfortunately the reality of law enforcement does not align with people's rights. And I have spoken to police, and I'm just at this point where I'm totally triggered, totally overwhelmed. I shared a bottle of wine and, as I say, a can of stout with this guy over a long period of time, and I introduced him to pea crisps, and that went down really well. And then I just went into a kind of holding pattern in which I went round and round and just sort of spoke aloud, like, what's going to happen tomorrow? Like, I'm anticipating worst case scenario where I'm going to get arrested and taken away for trespass. And even though I'm not trespassing in a phone system, and trespass is civil, but willful trespass is in refusing to leave. It's criminal, and I'm not trespassing, so I can't possibly willfully trespass. I can only willfully assert my right to property that I've contracted to live in for another 3 weeks or more. I did just get a flash of the feeling that I'm not going to be made to leave, but I don't. I'm just. I'm. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. The amazing woman on the 10-5 line, she spent a lot of time with me online. She explored a few ideas with me, and one of the things she said is that you should get your contract printed at the local library, 50 cents, $11.50, 10 cents. And I said, I don't think the library's going to open at this time. She said, you can go to the cop shop down the road. And I just said, you know what? I think what I'll do is I will go to the library in the morning. I will print off my documentation so I can show the cops, because, you know, my experience of being trespassed and having the police used as a tool to break the law against me is that police don't want to have anything to do with anything that requires a little bit of patience while someone looks up their electronic contract. So I like that idea. I'll go to the library, I'll print out the contract, I'll take it to the cop shop, I'll upload it tonight anyway. It may be that there's no attendance, but the thing is that if I don't know that, it doesn't help me now, and I don't know what to do, and I'm very, 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 very I'm in this position where it's just impossible. And like this young guy, I don't want to drag him into it. I don't even want to drag him into it like just a witness, like I did with Mark at Barely Quarter, where I say, look, you don't even need to say anything. And Mark was very willing to speak up, but I said, look, you don't need to do that. I just want you to be there as a witness. And being there as a witness is useful as being a witness, and also it's useful in a instrumental sense in that they're more likely to behave themselves if they know that I'm not alone. And I thought that I would want this young guy to be there, and then I talked for way too long, but it's okay. I'm allowed to. I was just thinking aloud, and then I was just like, is it okay if we swap numbers? And I said, look, I just, you know, in the culture that I feel is appropriate at backpackers, like, you know, people meet and have, you know, these really good and even amazing relationships with each other for the period of time they're there, and then when one or both goes, it's over, and that's a complete relationship that has happened and past tense. And this young guy just seemed a little bit surprised that that's my finding with these sort of things. But in the end, I just said, look, if I could just have your email address, or give you my email address, and if you could just be someone here to just take care of my stuff if I get taken away. But I don't know, I just can't. I don't know what to do, and I can't. How am I supposed to keep going? And I just, I want to put things into order, but I also just think that I want to die. And I don't know, I'm just trying to think what I've got, and if I've got enough, and I just want to go. No, there's nothing, it's just so... I think the only reason I really want to hang on is I just want to bring these fucking devils to justice. Like, it just never stops. Oh my God. It wasn't like this. I just had to come in and dump and run, and then I had to come up because I was so hungry. I hadn't eaten for a long time. I hadn't taken my meds, and I just emptied my bag, and my food's all over the show. And I had a housekeeping guy come in and change my bedding, and I feel like no, it's just increased the interference that I'm getting in my room. Like, why does my bed sheets need to be changed now? You know, that's weird. And then I had Arby Check, who's the head of housekeeping, who's turned very frosty on me, come and say he wants to do housekeeping, and it's like, okay, this is just silly, you know, like, it's nice being a nice new bed, but it's like, it's not for me. It's like Homewood again, where they repaired all the things that needed to be repaired and then kicked me out. And I knew I wasn't safe. I don't know if I've made my other video public, but I'm going to now. You know, I'm not even distressed. I'm just done. I'm just so done. You know. And I woke up. I stayed up really late last night organising my stuff so I could be ready to take things to my storage unit today and meet the person who was dropping off the clothes rack so I could get things organised in there. And then this is not how I live. This is just like, that's a bag of potatoes. That's a bag that I had is carrying salad and stuff, and like I had my bed got organised, and I had to take everything off when that guy was waiting. I just don't know. I'm so tired. I'm just so tired. And